Hello everyone, welcome to this new TouchDesigner tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to learn how to achieve this composition effect in TouchDesigner, in which we're going to use noise to multiply different textures from our computer and achieve this result. Okay, so we're going to start with an empty network. In this network, first we're going to do a basic composition um, example of this. So we need to add a noise. This noise we're going to add a threshold, no sorry, a limit. Then we use a threshold, and okay, so we start with our noise. So first we're going to composite just two images. So this limit we need to quantize the step between the pixels. So we need to go to the quantize page and use, in this case, floor, and we need to divide our full value divided by the number of levels we want. So as we want 2 levels, we need to divide 1 by 2, and we have this that is 0.5, so you can see only 3 levels. Then in our threshold we need to use that info to set our level. So here we need first 0, and then copy and paste, and the next will be 0.5. And now you can see if you move your seed, you will have different texture. So the last step is to multiply each of these one by a movie we want. So we use for this the stock movies, and we multiply the first one, the first one by our first video, and the second one. Sorry again, I don't know what's happening. Okay, by the second threshold. And finally, when we can change here our fixed layer to input 1, and then finally we need to over the last level over the 1. So here you can see I'm going to split this panel, and here you can select the viewer. So if I make this active, you can see this top. So now if we move this seed or for period, you can see how this noise multiply by the second texture and put it over the first one. But what happened if we need more and more levels? Well, it will be very tedious to make this copy and paste thing. So we're going to start again from scratch, but we're going to automate this process. So first one, we need to add a constant. Constant. Okay, this constant will be relating. Press X, Press Y by 12 degree. And finally we need our number of levels. So levels, we're going to start with 5. Okay, so as you can see here, we need to divide the 1 divided by the amount of levels we have. So we can export this parameter here and divide 1 by that value, and now we have the value of each step. Here in our noise we need to change our resolution so we can have a better image, and now you can see these levels. So the next thing here is to wait a second, oops, is to add a base component. In this base we're going to start doing the processes that we're going to replicate. So we need to also place a replicator, and we need to place our replicator. If you see this grid lines that are more vivid, all the bases or operators that are replicated, they always will appear in this quadrant. So if we have this here, it will probably shows over it and will cause some troubles. So it's better to place all of data and components that we're going to replicate in this quadrant, so we can see the replications over this quadrant. Okay, so the next thing here is we're going to make the same processes we did before. We're going to add a movie file in. We're going to add a fit. We're going back to take this to view, go back, and we're going to fit here to the resolution we want. Remember, fit outside. Then here we're going to add our threshold, and this threshold will be again the value of levels, 1 divided by levels. But here we are also need to know what index we're going to or what index in which index we are. So if I leave this like this, all the replicators of the levels will output the same image, because we are indicating which level we are. So to make this identification, we need to use the digits that create on the replications or the operators. So here we need also to multiply by me dot parent dot digits. So my digits will always also start on 1, always. So we need the value because from 0, because we're starting from the bottom level. So here we need also to put this into parentheses and rest 1 from our digits. So if we are in the digit 1 or in the base 1, we're going to have the 0 level. If we are in the base 2, we are going to have the 1 level. So now we can see better our visual. Finally, we need to composite, and we're going to multiply. Okay, so this is the setup. So here we have now make this for one level. So how can we make this with more levels and automatically? Okay, so one thing first you need to do is to place all of your image you want to use to make this into a folder outside TouchDesigner or on Windows or your Mac. So you can use this folder that to place the or to look the place where you want or you have um, your assets. So I'm going to use these flowers assets, and you can see here all my images. Also here you can select if you only want images, so everything else will filter out. So the next thing here is to use a select. We're going to use this select because we only want to use the amount or the number of images that are specified on our level constant. So here we need 5 images and we have more than 5. So first we need to use include first row to have no our names always, and then we need to use select the rows by index. Our index always will be 5 for now. Let me see. Okay, so here we have 5 and now we have 5 images, but what happens if we want to drive between these images? So we can also uh, change the start index, but as the row index stays the same, it will have less images and will create some problems to our results. So also here we need to add 5 to the value we have here here in the start row index. So we can do that with the expression mid dot par dot start row index, and I forgot the plus sign. Sorry, row index start. You can see, or if you hover over the name, you can see what is the parameter name in Python. So here it says row index start. So now we have uh, our levels added, and we have always the same images. But here, as we're using Python, sorry, we need to rest one for the last index always, because the indexes of Python starts on 0 and not on 1. So we need to rest, oops, sorry, -1, and now we always have 5 images. Okay, so finally we need to add a null, and this null will help us to set the images in our base, and also will help us to control the amount of replicators we have. So if we need, before we continue, if we need to make after this a set of operators, we need to make or add more or delete ones. If we replicate as is, we will have some problems to replicate the things or to update the replications. So a nice practice to do this is to clone this operator, that is the master operator, and you can use the common parameter of the base one. So if you see this enable cloning, you can and clone master. So you drag the base one to clone master, and now you can start replicate this clone. So first, we're going to template that table. We're going to drag this null one, ignore fish route, okay, and master operator, we drag the base one. So as you can see, now we have the same image with our 5 levels multiplied by each level, but we have the same image. That's because we didn't set that we took the images that we have in our null one. So here we're going to make this active, and we're going to base one. So here we need to set in our file that we're going to look to the path that is on the dot/, null one, on the row. The row will be our parent dot digits, that is the level, and the column, we need the column named path, that is the column where are the paths to our images. So here is lowercase. So now the images are working. So if we go up, you can see that all our replicators are now updated. You don't need to update it in a manual way. So the next thing is to use a composite to connect all of these in the composite, and we need to use an over. So here I want to show you, I'm going to have this like that. So here we need to swap our operation because all the levels are invert. So if we do that, now we can see our final result. We can add a null, so, and we can make it active, and you can see now our result. So we can start moving our noise with uptime dot seconds multiplied by 0.1, and you can see now that is working. You can start playing with harmonics, period, whatever you want, but there's something that is missing, that is that if you change number of levels, the new levels that are created doesn't connect to the composite, and that's because we haven't specified that we need to connect each of our elements to the inputs of the composite, and we can do this with this expression that is found in the derivative forum. You can search it like replicator and automatic connections. So you can use this expression, and we need to place it in the replicator callbox in the first line, and you just need to change the operator that we are connecting. We aren't connecting to switch one, we are connecting to comp one. So this is the first time, this is the So you make this, but if you connect 9, still the other ones not connecting. So better practice to make this is just in this replicator to click on recreate all operators. Now, as you can see, all of these are connected. You don't need to worry about connecting each one every time you change the amount of levels you want. So if I choose 2 levels, if I choose 10 levels, I will always see, sorry, it will always connect to to the composite. So that's the basic of this tutorial. We can end here, but I want to show you some tricks so you can explore more your results. So first we can add here a fit, so you can use this as a pixel filter. So our resolution needs to be very low, like 10 by 10, and you can see how this starts creating this composition in a way it looks good, but that's not what I want to achieve doing this. So in this fit we continue with the input smoothness to nearest pixel and the viewer smoothness to nearest pixel. Okay, so now we are pixelating our noise, but we have this low resolution, so that's why it doesn't show like we want. So we need again to add this fit, another fit, but now we have to fit this pixelated texture to again our main resolution. So we are to add here resolution X, resolution Y, and we can finally nearest pixel, and you can see how it started working. So as I said, if you change all of this, you will have different results. Also, you can change your resolution here, so you can do it more pixelated, less pixelated. It looks more noisy over there. Inside our base, one thing we can do after the threshold is that we can add an edge. This edge we need to have it comp over input, and the color we need to change it to black. So now you can see how it also adds this edge, so you can differentiate the textures. And the other one that you can add sorry, is blur. This blur will make the effect that was watching before of the seamless composition. So if you pre-shrink or you change your filter, the composition looks more seamless. So also you can play with this, and yeah. Let me see what else here. 20 by 20. Okay, so I'm going to bypass these guys right now, and also I'm going to bypass this blur. Okay, so we have now these levels, and the last thing you can use to have more and more different results is to use this noise generator, in which one we are going to place our resolution, and we're going to connect the output of the noise to the input of the second input of the second noise. And now we can start seeing how it immediately looks different, but it's the same technique. So here you have lots of different noise types. So you can start playing with this, like this purling, this 4D purling, polka dots, cellular, 3D. You can add time dot seconds, and you can see the results are interesting and funny. So I think that's all. I hope this tutorial works for you. If you make something crazy out of this, don't forget to show me or tag me in Instagram. Like username is aken.back. And also, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe. And also, uh, uh, I want to thanks to all my patrons that are supporting me, and thank you so much for your patience. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, you can help me or support me via Patreon, or follow me on Instagram or Facebook. So also, if you have any comment or question, leave it on the comment section, and we'll see you on another TouchDesigner tutorial. Have a nice day.